So, if you're part of a dual income couple, you probably think you're financially bulletproof. And hey, it makes sense, right? Two paychecks, that's gotta equal double the security. But what if I told you that for a lot of people, two incomes aren't a safety net at all? What if they're actually a trap? Okay, let's get into this. This is the big question we're gonna tackle. We're gonna look at why having two people working just to pay the bills can actually be one of the riskiest financial positions you can be in. And, more importantly, how you can flip that risk into a crazy powerful wealth building advantage. This quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of the whole problem. The idea that two incomes don't make you richer, they just make life more expensive, that's not some new thing. It's a huge historical shift, and it's absolutely crucial to understand how this trap was even set in the first place. So yeah, welcome to the two-income trap. You know, decades ago, a single income could often buy a family home, support the whole family. But then, as dual-income households started becoming the norm, the market, well, it adapted. Sellers realized, hey, families have more spending power now, and the prices for all the big stuff, especially housing, just climbed right up to meet it. And the results of that shift? It's honestly startling. Home prices didn't just rise, they absolutely skyrocketed, growing way, way faster than household income. So instead of making life easier, that second income was basically just swallowed up by higher costs. It created this cycle where now you need two people working just to maintain a standard of living that one person used to be able to support. So here's the point, and this is really the key. High income does not equal wealth. If you and your partner are bringing in a combined, say, $150,000, you might feel rich. But if your mortgage, your car payments, and all your essential bills are eating up $140,000 of that, you aren't building wealth. You're just managing a high cash flow on a treadmill, and now you have double the points of failure. And this high expense lifestyle, it builds into a situation that I call the zero margin danger. This is where that trap really snaps shut, and it exposes just how financially fragile you might actually be. So ask yourself this question, and be really honest. If your partner lost their job tomorrow, or couldn't work because they got sick, how long could you actually pay the mortgage and keep the lights on? If the answer is, we couldn't, or not for long, then you're not financially secure. You're financially fragile. Think about it like this. Your financial life is like a structure, and each of your incomes is a pillar holding it up. But when your lifestyle needs both of those pillars just to stay standing, you have zero redundancy. The moment one of those pillars cracks, from a layoff, an illness, anything, the entire thing just comes crashing down. Now, this is a massive paradigm shift. It means a household living comfortably on one person's income with the other partner as a backup is fundamentally safer than a power couple that earns twice as much but spends every single penny. See, security isn't about how much you make, it's all about your margin for error. Okay, so that all sounds pretty bleak, right? How do we get out of this trap? How do we build a structure that can actually survive a storm? Well, the solution is a really simple but powerful strategy. It's called the 50% rule. And this is where we turn that dual income risk into a massive, massive advantage. The rule is just beautifully simple. You and your partner, you build your entire lifestyle, your mortgage, your cars, your groceries, everything on just one of your two incomes. And you should probably pick the lower one. That second income, it's not for living. It becomes your wealth building engine. It's dedicated 100% to savings, investments, and just destroying debt. This takes a total mindset shift. You're moving away from that old model, using two incomes to max out your current lifestyle, to a new model where one income funds your life and the other one maximizes your future freedom. It's a very intentional trade, a little less lifestyle today for a huge amount of security and freedom tomorrow. And this is the simple beauty of the 50% rule. Your whole financial life gets split right down the middle. Half your effort funds your life today, and the other half is explicitly used to buy your freedom for tomorrow. It's clean, it's powerful, and it puts you back in control. Now, I know what you might be thinking. There is absolutely no way we can live on half our income. And I get it. For a lot of people, hitting a 50% savings rate tomorrow is just impossible. But that's not the point. The point is to start. The goal is to consciously and consistently widen that gap between what you earn and what you spend, even if it's just by 1% at a time. So why would you go through all this effort? Well, the motivation is all in the mathematical payoff. And let me tell you, the numbers are truly staggering. This is the why. This is what makes every single sacrifice worth it. The power of your savings rate is it's astonishing. Okay, assuming a modest return on your investments, a typical 10% savings rate means about 51 years of work until you can retire. A respectable 25% gets you there in 32 years. But when you hit that 50% rate, the timeline for financial independence absolutely collapses to just 17 years. 17 years. Just let that sink in for a second. From the day you start, you could be completely free from the need to work for money in under 2 decades. That is the prize for escaping this trap. So really, at the end of the day, this is a conscious trade-off. This isn't about deprivation. It's about choice. You are actively choosing to trade a slightly smaller house or maybe a more modest car today for the ultimate luxury, complete financial freedom, decades ahead of schedule. And I just want to leave you with this one final thought, because it perfectly sums up this entire philosophy. A second income is the greatest wealth hack in history, but only if you use it correctly. Don't fall into the trap of using it to buy double the stuff. Use it to buy your freedom twice as fast.